This story is called The Family Picnic. Here's a picture of the family at the picnic. Let's get started with the story. Annie Ant lay on the grass under the picnic table, holding her tummy and groaning. Ah. Annie had eaten an entire cupcake. Can you imagine a little ant eating an entire cupcake? Well, that's what Annie Ant had done. And her stomach was now hurting. Ah, 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 she moaned as she tried to stand up. But poor Annie Ant, her tummy was so heavy that she rolled over onto the grass once more and went plop. Try as she might, Annie could not move an inch. There she lay on the ground, looking around. From under the table, Annie Ant could see that everyone was having an exciting time at the family picnic. They were talking and laughing and playing and eating and drinking. All of Grandma and Grandpa's children and grandchildren were there. Aunt Susie and Uncle Mike and their children had flown on a plane from far, far away to come to the family picnic. Grandma was so happy to see them, she could not stop smiling. Aunt Susie was happy too. She kept on talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and making Grandma laugh. She told Grandma that she was happy to be at home with the rest of the family because she had always wanted to make sure that her children got to know their aunties and uncles and cousins. Just then, Annie Ant heard something. It was Aunt Jenny calling out from the kitchen. The food was ready. The food was ready. And Aunt Jenny needed help setting up the picnic table. Of course, you know that at the mention of the word food, Annie Ant was quite alert. The word food got her attention. Annie peeked out from under the table just in time to see the great feast placed on the kitchen counter. Whoa, said Annie Ant. I've never seen this much food before. She watched as the children began bringing things out from the kitchen. Plates and cups and forks and knives, drinks. But wait, no food. Nobody brought any food out. When's the food coming out? Grumbled Annie Ant. She went, moving her nose around and around in the air. When's the food coming out? Wait a minute. I smell chicken. Yummy, yummy chicken, said Annie Ant, licking her lips. Yummy, yummy chicken, said Annie Ant, licking her lips once again. Then she wondered, if the chicken was not on the kitchen counter or on the picnic table, where else could it be? Said Annie Ant, looking around the yard again. Where could the chicken be? Then, across the yard, Annie saw Uncle Bob cooking something on the grill. Yes, it was chicken. It was chicken. Annie Aunt loved chicken even more than she loved cupcakes. Delicious, yummy chicken, said Annie Aunt. I must get some of that. By now, the picnic table was filled with food, and everyone was taking as much as they wanted to eat. But as for Annie Aunt, she kept her eyes on the chicken. She moaned again as she tried to stand up, but down she fell, plop, and a second time, plop, this time rolling over onto her tummy, which, by the way, was still full of cupcake. Annie Aunt knew that she had better try harder. Otherwise, all the chicken could be gone. Aha! I know what I'm going to do, said Annie Aunt. I'm an ant. I'll just crawl over there. Ants can crawl. It's a good thing Annie Aunt remembered that. And that's exactly what Annie Aunt did. She slowly crawled over to the other side of the yard, with her fat tummy dragging in the grass. Then, guess what she did? She hid under Grandma's chair and thought to herself, this is a pretty good spot I've found, said Annie Aunt. I'll wait right here for some chicken to drop on the grass. And so, as Annie Aunt lay under Grandma's chair, thinking about the chicken, she rolled her eyes and licked her lips. Delicious, yummy chicken. Delicious, yummy chicken. I can't wait. And so from under the perch of Grandma's chair, Annie lay thinking about the chicken. She was already tasting the juicy barbecue pieces in her mouth. From the looks of it, Annie Aunt was not the only one who wanted some of Uncle Bob's chicken, though. She wasn't the only one. Uncle Mike had sneaked a chicken leg off the grill. And guess what? Grandpa's puppy Fred was jumping up and down trying to grab the chicken. Laughed Annie Aunt. All kinds of exciting things happen when everyone gets together for the family picnics. The end. Let's take a look at the picture again. Okay, so there's Uncle Bob on the grill, and there's his dog Fred jumping up trying to get the chicken. Can you see Annie Aunt anywhere in the picture? Where is she? She's still there under the table. Don't forget she had crawled over on her belly and was over under Grandma's chair. So this, of course, is a picture before she had crawled over. But she'd crawled over onto her belly, which was still full of cupcake. And she rested under Grandma's chair. And what did she say? She was waiting for a piece of the chicken to fall to the ground. Did you like that story, children? One of the main goals of the story, The Family Picnic, is to promote family togetherness. When we think of festive seasons like Christmas or Easter, or even Independence, or any other national holiday. Aside from the spiritual or civic significance they hold, another reason why we hold these times dear is because it's a time to get together as family. Don't you just love, absolutely love the food, the fellowship, the fun of family gatherings? It's wonderful. Take a moment and think about a family gathering that you would have attended recently. Think about the food. Think about all the excitement and exciting fun that you would have had. Think about the activities that you participated in. Think about who was there, who attended the event. And if your family is anything like mine, there's always somebody who's the family clown, somebody who's the biggest joker around, somebody who's always laughing and telling jokes or just doing some awkward, strange, unique thing that makes everyone laugh. I'm right, aren't I? Well, I know after this stroll down memory lane, you've gotten quite happy just thinking about the exciting and enjoyable times that you've had. Hold on to those wonderful thoughts. This is exactly the message we want you to get across to the children. This lesson is about the importance of family, of spending quality time together, of socializing, and of uniting as one, of unconditionally giving and freely receiving love, and of working together, serving each other. 1 Peter 4:9 states, "Be hospitable to one another without grumbling." This scripture was selected as a reference point for this lesson because it serves to promote the idea that children should be taught kindness and hospitality in the home. Yes, the home is a place where you, as parents, guardians, caregivers, can teach your children to be kind, to be hospitable, to serve others. I recall the training I received as a child. Let me tell you about it. Every evening, a child in our home was required to serve tea to the adults, usually about 5 or 6 adults in number. And let me tell you this, tea was not only a hot beverage, as you may know it, but the service of evening tea included a hot beverage and second helpings of that evening's dinner, or sandwiches, breads, cakes, or some other sumptuous delicacies that were on hand. This task was not ever open for discussion. No matter what else one had to do, tea had to be served. Being children, yes, of course, sometimes we complained and tried to offer any number of excuses to escape this duty, but we never prevailed. Whether it was by choice or obligation, we served tea without another murmuring word. Back then, we did not fully understand or appreciate the invaluable lessons in kindness and hospitality we were being taught. Similarly, a family gathering can be a great learning forum for children. Such occasions are fun-filled, joyous, and memorable. There are times when we meet old and new relatives and close family friends, when we catch up on the latest family news, reminisce, celebrate, and provide guidance and support. These are times of bonding and relationship building, when all forms of bitterness, anger, and hatred should be put aside and replaced with peace, love, togetherness, happiness, and laughter. It's on occasions such as these that elders share family history, impart cultural norms and values, offer wise counsel, and teach life lessons that transcend generations. A family picnic is something that you can all participate in. Select a day or a night for your family picnic. Choose the location, plan the menu, and plan the activities and the games that you will play. The significant point to get across here is family togetherness in a relaxed, comfortable, and informal atmosphere. The social setting of a picnic presents a wonderful bonding opportunity for family members. Doesn't have to be anything elaborate or expensive. Neither does there have to be a crowd. It can be just the immediate family members, parents and children, or extended family members like grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Some of our fondest memories as parents are moments that we spent with our children during indoor family picnics. I have to admit that this idea of indoor family picnics initially originated with our sons. As toddlers, they were picky eaters. This meant that we fed them what they liked to eat, when and how they liked to eat it. Later came where. At 4 years old, here's what happened. Our sons decided to pitch a makeshift camping tent on the floor in their bedroom. Yes, they decided that. They cleared things out of their way, dragged 4 plastic chairs to the center of the floor, and bunched them together. Then placed the sheet from one of their bunk beds over the chairs. Can you imagine? And voila, they had a tent. Of course, we'd only guessed that this is what they'd done because of the end result which we saw. When we went into the room that afternoon, there they were, sitting on the carpet under their camping tent, eating corn dogs and chips and drinking juice. We were amazed by these children's ingenuity. And so what did we do? We opened up the tent a little wider and joined them under it. After we'd all eaten, we turned off the bedroom lights, lit up the tent with our flashlights, and told scary stories about the ever-entertaining Bobuki and Barabi. Our sons were fans of my made-up tales and usually wondered how it was that they and these 2 characters, Bobuki and Barabi, always seemed to be having similar experiences. It's recorded, though, that the real Bobuki and Barabi folk tales originated in Africa. Wonderful stories can be told about these 2 ever exciting characters. Since then, we've had many more picnics on the floor. At times, we played video games, card and board games, we sang songs, we read books, we told stories, or just tickled one another and laughed hysterically. In these special moments, conversations flowed freely. And each time, we picked out on a variety of homemade snacks and fun foods like chicken nuggets, wings, mini pizza bites, sandwich wraps, hot dogs, hamburgers, grilled cheese, peanut butter and jelly, popcorn, cookies, you name it. That was the birth of the family picnic idea. I am always amazed at how impactful interactions with children are when you get down to their level, literally and figuratively. It's good to let the child in us out every now and then. So go ahead, organize your family picnic.